Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks Plays Naval Action. This is a little bit older footage, but for today we will be showing the Renommee. The Renommee is, well, it's considered, technically it's in the class of, I think, 5th rates, and it is actually a corvette. It's a beautiful ship nonetheless, and for many of you captains it will be the first dream ship. Noted, it is not the best armored dream ship, but in my opinion it is the most beautiful dream ship. Now, if you want like heavy cannonry and if you want heavy armaments, you should definitely stay away from the Renommee. Renommee has none of that, with only ability to mount 9-pounder cannons on the gun deck and 6-pounder cannons on the weather deck. It is sorely lacking in terms of armament. However, what it lacks in the terms of armament, it more than makes in the realm of maneuverability and speed. This is actually one of the fastest ship in game, especially downwind, and it has fantastic turn rate for a 5th rate ship. Also, its angled hull results in many bounces when it comes to receiving broadsides. Here you can see me fighting a frigate, I believe, and we'll see how that fight turns out. A few more points for the Renommee. You have to be careful when you're sailing upwind. Upwind, it's not its strongest point of sail. It's kind of bad there. Both the Cerberus and the Surprise will catch her, and her armor is not the best. It has pretty weak armor, but her armor is offset by that angle hull though. So. And of course it doesn't have bow chasers. So, anyway, it has a total of, I think, 30 or 32, 30 cannons. And it's, like I said, it's 6 to 9 pounders or 18 to 32 pounder carronades. However, using carronades on a Renommee, you might be, if you want to exploit its maneuverability and speed downwind, then it might be a good point, but typically this ship would better fit the playstyle if you are wanting to fight from afar or a little bit further and trying to maneuver yourself around, which is exactly what I'm doing here when fighting this frigate. I'm trying to keep it out of its arc of fire, and I'm using my superior speed to turn quicker, position myself quicker, and hopefully fire enough broadsides to make it sink. Go figure. And clearly, once you're on the receiving side, then it's not the best, and especially against this frigate that can even mount 12 pounders. This is not the fight that you want to be in. However, just remember the strong side of the Renommee is its maneuverability and speed. Keep it roughly at the degrees between 110 and 135 to the wind, and you should be golden. Or sorry, 135 to 150, yeah. So it's a very high speed, so it can outrun ships, etc. So you have to be very careful when sailing a Renommee. To the players that know that like her maneuverability characteristics, she is fantastic for catching smaller merchant vessels, like especially if you're chasing snows, like trade snows and stuff. And she is also a little bit good for raiding. She is a fantastic pestering vessel, so to say. And by the way, did we say it's beautiful? Yeah, so anyway guys, while we're here on playing this, this as you can see by my GUI, it's a much older footage. I've taken it when I was making the footage for 5th Raid's comparison. So I'm sorry that I don't have any newer content from Naval Action. That content will be coming. However, like I said, I'm on my trip in France, so I will be coming in mid-June. So everything that happened before the Land Ho patch, I don't have access to it, sadly. Rest assured, more Naval Action is coming, that's for sure, and because I love the game, I love playing the game, and I cannot wait to be able to play the game, also now with the fact that land can also be in battles, and with a more intricate crew management. Okay, so once again, tactics when fighting with Renommee. Simple, don't get hit. And as you can see, I'm at this moment was doing a piss poor job out of it. I believe on this particular Renommee I had equipped the long cannons because I thought like higher penetration, better damage, you know. So now I'm able to come to the stern of the Foxy Grog over here, and my plan is to stern camp him as much as possible, and whenever he fires at me, keep a low angle, just make sure that those shots bounce off or don't penetrate anyway. And then go hopefully for either broadsides or raking shots if possible. One thing though that I found off-putting when sailing a Renommee is that actually your first cannons that you're aiming with are on your weather deck, which are towards the rear, so you don't have any cannons on the weather deck towards the front. So that's kind of was a little bit off-putting when it comes for firing a broadside and judging where and how it hits, but still once you get the hang of it, it's fantastic. Also, when it comes to ships, my personal choice so far is actually either the Surprise, if you cannot afford a higher crew, or a pirate frigate. I actually enjoyed sailing pirate frigate quite a lot, and I will be posting videos for those later. Beauty wise, my favorites are definitely Renommee and the Belle Poule. But yeah. Oh, and we managed to hit and get some fire going. Okay, Foxy Grog, barbecue is on you. Also, as you can see, our port side isn't faring too well against him, but then again, neither is his. So far, even though my armor is much weaker than his, and my guns are definitely weaker than his, I'm still managing to keep the fight going. And here I'm once again trying to stern camp him and see how many shots can we actually get in. Also guys, a small announcement, I have joined a clan in Naval Action. I'm playing on PvP 1. I think it's the PvP EU server, so PvP 1. And I'm joined the Sink, Barely Afloat clan. It's a bunch of very friendly people, and I'm hoping once I come back from my vacation to be able to post videos of some clan action and like more, you know, fleet stuff. I actually played a couple of times only with the fleet, and I very much liked it. I thought it was incredible and fun. And so, and let's aim and fire. Slowly but surely making shrapnel out of his port side here, and now we are sailing downwind, which is our strong suit, so we should definitely keep there. All hands on gunnery. One though benefit with the stuff with the fact that Renommee has weaker or less lighter armament is that the reload time is shorter. So that's one thing that is actually very good with Renommee. So your reloads take much less time than they would if you had like 12 pounders and 9 pounders on the weather deck. So you are able to fire more, although you pack of less of a punch. Oh, this smoke is just killing me. Otherwise, I hope you are enjoying the fight. I think we're sort of like mid-fight, more or less. Well, we're mid-shield or mid-armor. But now we're trying to get into a turning contest with a frigate, and that's definitely a fight which we should be winning, because we can definitely outturn a frigate by far. So now, as of recently, I believe that I have sailed enough in my Renommee, so now I believe the last ship that I have acquired just before going on vacation was a surprise, and for the first time it's actually, you know, a well-designed surprise from our clan crafter that I have ordered and gotten. So if you see me sailing in the open waters, I definitely give me a shout, and I'll happily maybe join fleet with you, or even if you're an enemy, maybe fight you. You never know. As you see, I'm playing for Britain, and yeah, when it comes to the clan, the Barely Afloat is very nice, and I actually very much enjoy playing with them. Granted, I haven't played much because I joined them like 4 or 5 days prior to my going to vacation, and I was trying to rush to get the 5th rate comparison out, but I have played with a few of them and it was very, very fun. They're a friendly bunch, and they do engage in some PvP actions, port battles and stuff, so... And I thought of them, I haven't actually had any experiences with other clans, but I thought them quite friendly and quite easygoing when it comes to, you know, not very formal and administrative as some other clans I have seen around, so more of a casual bunch, which I think is great. Suits my playstyle perfectly as a dad with a little kid. So, okay. He is presenting us with his port side, a big mistake on his part. And I'm just hoping that oh, and he fires. Oof, okay. He managed to miss. Great. Good for me, bad for him. And I'm waiting just for my main cannons to reload and fire. Fire. So, yeah. Oh, we have definitely taken his armor to shreds. Hard to starboard, and let's see if we can get another volley from my port side. The good thing is that I was sailing parallel to him, is that I was taking fire on my starboard side, which is better. So, fire! Ooh, and now I'm getting bounces off his hull, but still some good damage in, and let's quickly hard to port. I want to keep on his turn and try to prevent him from getting his deadly volley, although now I'm thinking more this might be more or less inevitable, but oh, maybe not. I might be just out of his arc of fire. Come on, give me more cannons. More cannons, lads. Oh dear. Okay, and he has once again his 18 ports aimed at me, which makes me wanna just hard to say. I was thinking say wanna cry, but I'm still pretty better than him in terms of my armor plating, and I have taken pretty whole of his bow armor. Now, granted, this guy doesn't necessarily mean that he will sink, but I'm hoping that the next shots that will be puncturing his hull will be doing some more sinking damage, and I'm always aiming for the waterline just to make sure that I get him where I want him. Now, I am turning downwind because he was sailing upwind, which is definitely not the battle that I want to be in. So I'm doing actually as hard as I can to port. presenting my port side, which I don't want to present to him, but still, he is still reloading his guns, as you can see. And fire. He is still reloading his guns, and now his gun ports are being reloaded, which means I want to definitely get the hell out of the way. Try and keep a lower profile. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Come on, ow. Stop it. Oof. That hurt. The problem is, with being weaker, having weaker armament, is that I make 3-4 volleys at him, take his armor, and then he managed to get at least one broadside and completely levels out the playing field. Well, that's definitely something that you should be aware of when playing with Renommee. It's definitely a war of attrition when you're fighting a stronger ship. Okay, come on, Foxy, let's see if we can send you to the Davy Jones locker. She is gradually sinking, I'll give her that. And I'm also gradually sinking, so I switched to survival. But hopefully she is in much worse condition than I am, and I'm trying to help her improve on that in terms of delivering another broadside or two. And let's... oh, it's so hard. If I turn hard to port, I definitely would be going into the wind. And guys, Renommee here is utter and total crap when sailing upwind. So that's one thing you definitely don't want to do. So yeah, just don't do it. That's what I'm doing is very bad. Okay, I am though confident that this frigate will sink. I'm just hoping that I don't sink before it. And as you can see, fighting a harder ship in the Renommee is very hard. She is better off if you are in the fleet and want to have Renommee pestering somebody or catching obviously smaller ships. Now, that being said, head to head I have won battles against frigates. I have never won a battle against a Trincomalee with Renommee. That's still to be done, but then again, there's always a first for something. I'm really curious how will the changes that the devs have implemented with the crew management play out now in terms of many people that used to undercrew their ships. I prefer to sail with a full complement of crew rather than undercrewing with a bigger caliber guns, because yeah, in my book that's just a no-no. Anyway, I think not so long now before Foxy sinks, and since I am on the survival mode, I'm managing to keep my flooding on a, well, in check, let's just say. And I think she will sink very soon. Come on. All I need is maybe another broadside in, and then we can call it quits. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. I have few more of the 5th rates that I will be posting until I get back and make some new content. But yeah, sorry for the older content, like I said, but I will try to keep the new content coming as soon as I get back. And another broadside, and I'm hoping we are done here. Okay, guys, I guess... oh, well, I'll give her that. She's a tough nut to crack. Her back is broken, but she is still alive and kicking. Okay. Maybe we could encourage her with another broadside if needed. Oh, I don't know, maybe she'll sink. Come on. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off.